Welcome, everybody. This is Mr. Evans back with you again, and I am holding here our glorious attendance trophy. Yes, I said it, attendance trophy. We won best attendance for fourth grade in the month of October, which is truly phenomenal. That means your kids were here from bell to bell. We had a greater percentage than any other grade level. Now, not grade level, any other class in the grade level. Now, we loved the sweet taste of victory this time around, and we want more. It's the true breed of champions. We don't just settle for that one time. We want to repeat, but we want to go after the big attendance world award for the gold trophy, where we have the best attendance in the entire school. So not just the grade level, but the entire school. So what that means is that every kid is committed to being here every day from bell to bell, and they're not leaving unless there's something extremely important going on, or things that have been scheduled prior. I already told the kids, those are just things that just happen, and there's things like that for every kid through the school. But that doesn't mean that we can't show up, do the preventative things to keep ourselves healthy, wear our coat at recess, everything like that, so that we can be healthy and ready to go to add towards possibly being the best attendance in the entire school. So I wanted to share that with you guys today. That trophy there, victory is so sweet. So moving on to the other things coming up, we have a barn dance scheduled for next week Friday. So I hope your Friday for next week isn't booked. But next week Friday, starting at 6 o'clock, we have a barn dance where we'll be introducing our new one school one book. It'll be phenomenal. I love the idea of that. Just can you imagine the entire school reading one book? Now I understand maybe somebody's going, I've already read Charlotte's Web. Mr. Evans, I've read it too. But you know what? For the sake of the moment and what we're trying to create as far as literacy within this building, roll with it. You read it again, and maybe you take a little nugget from it that you didn't catch from the last time. So bear with us if you already read it. Be committed towards doing this because there's going to be activities throughout the rest of the year surrounding that book. So I look forward to all the exciting and interesting things that we're going to do surrounding that. We also have Chipotle night coming up on the 29th. I believe that's next week on Monday. Okay. And then our fall party, which is going to be on that Wednesday next week on the 31st. Now, I did send out a sign up genius after I made this video last week. Hopefully, many of you got to see that. And those are the things that we want to bring. Like now, if you see the sign up genius is full, I'll resend that link out after I'm done with this video as well. But if you see that the items are full and everything like that, and you still want to bring something in addition, I still just say please be respectful to the peanut and tree nut allergies in our classroom. We don't want to have any circumstances or situations where we're putting our students in harm that don't need to be around it. So just be cognizant of those things as you're going out and getting things to bring in addition. Should be a fun time. Parents, you're more than welcome to come to attend that. We typically start those parties up right around 3 p.m. So they pretty much go from that 3 p.m. slot all the way to the end of the day. If I'm wrong on the time, I'll send out a correction to that. But I believe that's typically how we do it from 3 p.m. on. And we pretty much wrap the day up with that. So that way they go home on that. Now, Thursday, because it's on a Wednesday, Thursday coming back, oh man, it's going to be a great thing to kind of see. Like, are they still wired up or are they ready to get back into learning? So, my goal is to make sure that we're doing a lot of excitable, high energetic things so they can get that energy out, but still be learning at the same time. So, I'll be prepared for your kids on Thursday. Along with that, additional things that I want you to be aware of in classes that we're consistently using Seesaw to post a lot of our activities and assignments. I want you to see those because these are the things that I'm looking at as I'm assessing your students on the standards that we have in class. So as you're seeing them posting those things, just know that they're not loosely posting things. They're posting things with purpose so that way they get feedback not only from you, but from me. My comments kind of come on the later part. I try to go through, I go home and I just try to hammer out as many as I can. So there's still some I haven't made it to, but I really take those serious as I'm assessing and really monitoring those things as their growth. And just I want you to see their progress. So there's no surprises on how they're doing. And feel free if you noticed on any of those assignments that you're like, hey, I see someone that my child can do better, and you want to give them feedback about it. Feel free to do that. Like the latest post that they made today was about main idea, and they had to read the short passage, and there was two questions to answer about what the main idea of the passage was and one supporting detail. And you can look at that passage, you can read that paragraph, and you can read those, those options and see, did your child pick the correct main idea? And did they pick a true supporting detail to the main idea? That will give you a really great understanding of how they're really wrapping their minds around what we're conversing on in class so far. Looking for the growth over time is what we're looking for the consistency across the different texts, because some kids about their favorite topics can do, a main idea and supporting details on anything surrounding their favorite topic. But when the topic changes and it's not so interesting, can they still dig in and find out what it was mainly talking about and the details that supported it? So that's where we're at right now. With math, we're still drilling in that multiplication, 4-digit by 1 digit, 3-digit by 1 digit, 2-digit by 1 digit, and then of course 2-digit by 2 digit. Those are the ones we're really working on now and putting an emphasis on. And division, long division is what we'll be going into next week. And Mr. Evans, I do something a little weird, a little wonky. So I'll be sending out a video about that so that you can see how I'm teaching your students to do that in class. There's certain definitely different strategies because I want them to realize, find the method that works best for them. So that way that ultimately they can get to the answer and showcase their brilliance. You don't want to bang their head over the standard algorithm and they never get the right answer. But one of these other strategies, they get the right answer every single time. We're about getting to the overall end goal. And then we'll teach those other necessary skills along the way so that and build them up and build up that fluency so that they can be even more sufficient mathematicians. So along with that, and the other subjects with writing, we're currently writing about one of the most important people in our lives. And you should start to see next week those products being finished up. Told them we're going to try to at least do about 3 people that are important in our lives. So be looking for yours. It should be getting posted very quickly within next week because some of your students are already close to finishing up. We just got to talk about how to write a proper conclusion. And with that note, I'm going to conclude this message and update. Yeah, have a wonderful weekend. I look forward to making my phone call starting again next week and hearing from you and talking with you and catching up over the things that's going on with you and your child. Thank you.